Hi everyone. Welcome to part 4 and the final video in this YouTube playlist on creating your very own custom approval workflow add-on for Google Docs. In this video we will be going over publishing your add-on to the Chrome Web Store for users in your own domain to install. So here we go. So step 1 is simply to launch your app script file. And in order to publish an add-on, one of the things we need to enable is the G Suite Marketplace SDK. So from the Resources menu item, select Cloud Platform Project, choose your project, and then in the search box, we're going to search for G Suite Marketplace SDK. And you'll want to go ahead and make sure it's enabled, and then once you enable it, you'll need to configure it. So the configuration tab is over here on the left. So we can come here to configure this app, and what we're looking at here is simply the name of the application, the description, and a lot of this information will be repeated elsewhere as well, but there are some mandatory fields that we want to cover. Enable individual install. So yes, we want to allow individuals to install this. However, we can control the visibility of this add-on at a later point in this process. We need to upload a 128 by 128 image, an icon, and actually it's probably good practice before you even get to this stage is to set aside a folder with some screenshots of when you were testing your add-on. So I took some screenshots of this field trip add-on and then trimmed them down to the appropriate size needed so that when I came to these questions I would simply upload these screenshots into the documentation. So here's another one that's required, 32 by 32. It needs a terms of service URL. I just linked back to my website, and beyond that there are some optional items here, but the key here to make this work is ensuring that the OAuth 2.0 scopes are all included, and where you find these, so these are essentially all of the powers you are giving this add-on and access. So all of these scopes are located in your project properties. So if we go to File, Project Properties, and we go to Scopes, you need to enter all of these one at a time. So these are all the scopes that we're using in this specific project. So you need to just add them one at a time. And then to make it an add-on, you're going to choose this Docs add-on extension, and then you got to put in the project key and the version number that you have here. So in this case, I've just recently moved this up to version 2, so I'm going to make sure that is accurate there. And in terms of visibility, only my domain will have access to this, and that's not even completely true because it'll be certain individuals within my domain at the end. So I'm going to go ahead and just save that configuration now. Perfect. So once you've configured your the G Suite Marketplace SDK and have enabled the API for that, the next thing we need to do is go to the app script file and then deploy as web add-on. So here again we'll be presented with some information we need to fill in about this add-on. So we've given it a title, a short description. what type of add-on it is. If this is a new version, right now we're just gonna, update version 2. That's what we're calling it. And here's a tip that we've added. To just say launch the add-on to begin, and we're gonna update the Webstore draft. So here we are in the Webstore draft. Once again, there are more areas to enter detailed text about your add-on, and all of this is kind of leading towards a page, a web page for this add-on with some screenshots as part of like a catalog. So that's why they're collecting all this information, so it can be displayed nicely in a catalog of add-ons, basically. So there again, here's my icon of, it's a 128 by 128. So I staged that icon earlier in my Finder. It's this image right here. I didn't put the exact size in the file name, but that is that one. And then here's where I uploaded my screenshots from my testing of this. And I've completed all of that. You do need to, this is a required field in terms of a website that you own, but this could be just a Google site that you might have published, so you can select that. And I chose category, education as a category. Regions, it doesn't this doesn't really matter. I just selected United States, but it's just an internal add-on, so it's not going beyond my domain. It's in English. I'm not monitoring any of the analytics of usage or anything, but now here's where we move on to the important part about visibility of the add-on. So right now I've made it a private app, and I'm doing it to only trusted testers. It's not that I'm testing the app. I know that it functions, but I've created a Google group, and I recommend doing it this way, where you take everybody who is in that signature bank column, create a Google group with those individuals, and then when you deploy this app, you can deploy it to that group, or at least provide access to that group, and then they can install it. So that's why I'm deploying it to administrators at gtrainerdemo.richardanderson.org, because everyone in this group, in this fictional environment, has the authority to approve things. So we'll go ahead and just, I guess, publish these changes. If I changed anything, I want to be sure that everything is accurate. Okay, good. So here I get an indication that your item has been published to testers. All changes will take effect within a few minutes. And here's that page I was talking about, where you see your screenshots, your icons, and you get kind of an overview of the latest information about your add-on. And this is kind of a tagline that we added on when we were crafting the Chrome Webstore draft. So we can go back here to the dashboard, and this takes you to all of the other add-ons you may have internally deployed. And we can see under the status that it has been published to testers and to the Google Apps marketplace. So if I click on it, I get that familiar, like, oh, this is a free add-on. I can install it. But instead of doing this, what I want to do instead is walk it over to one of my other users, Teacher 1. So I made Teacher 1 a part of this administrator group. I'm going to click and see if this becomes available to Teacher 1. Right, so here we are. It is the add-on Teacher 1 certainly has access to it. So I'm going to click free. So let's get started. Approve or deny field trip needs your permission to run. I'm going to go ahead and go through these authorizations. Remember, these were the scopes that we had listed in that process. So I'm going to go ahead and allow. There, launch add-on to begin. So I can come here and I can see it is installed. So there you have it. That is essentially the deployment process of running an add-on. So hope this was helpful, and thanks for watching, and especially if you watched all 4 videos in this playlist. Bye.